Hey, we back, motherfucker. Now, before I even get into the fucking episode, man, when I tell y'all it's been a long fucking week, y'all don't even want to know half the shit that happened this week, man. But it's Saturday. What's today's date? The 30th, 31st? I don't even know. But yesterday, I'm finishing up at work. I get into a car accident. Now, it could have been much worse. Now, this goes back to months ago where I told you guys on the podcast where I spoke about the importance of not being on your phone. Let's clap it up for not being on my phone. Because shit could have went left. Last week could have been the last episode you motherfuckers got from me. So I'm at work. I'm finishing up. But it's too early. I'm like, it's only 4 o'clock. Normally, I get off on Saturdays at about 6:30. And like, that's sign number one that some shit is too good to be true. Again, it's 4 o'clock. I'm heading back. I'm in the company car. Next thing I know, because matter of fact, let me go back. I'm going up the road and it's a 2-lane street. I'm going one way. There's a car coming from the opposite side. Well, a truck. It was a Ford F-150 from the opposite side. Kid inside the truck, 16 years old, no license. I repeat, he's 16 years old, no fucking license. I'm going up one way. He's coming towards me. He dozes off behind the wheel of his truck. He veers into my lane. Of course, you know, the motherfucker coming in my lane. So I honk my horn 2 times. Burp, burp. Thinking he going, like, I guess fix up himself or recorrect, rather. But he straightens up his car. He's coming straight towards me. So at that time, I put on a hard... Like, I blew the horn hard as fuck, and I ended up like swaying a little bit to the left to avoid the head-on collision, and he blew out the right side mirror. He dented the right side of the car. He went over the curb, hit the gate, and then he parked near City Hall. We was near Atlanta in Gwinnett County, and when I tell y'all, man, that shit could have went so far left. Now, I'm describing it right now, but in the moment, everything happened so fucking quick. And that's the importance where I tell you guys to stay off your phone. Because imagine if I was on my phone. In the 2 seconds I had to react towards him coming to me, full, like, he's legit coming towards me. He came out his lane, 2-lane road, coming straight towards me head on. Imagine I had been on my phone. We would have collided head on. I'm going 45, he going 45. That's why I tell you motherfuckers, man, I don't give a fuck if you going up the street, get off of Instagram, get off your phone. Be safe on the road. Like, I hate when I tell motherfuckers, oh, get off your phone, and they tell me, well, you know, I could drive on my phone. I'm used to driving on my phone. That don't mean shit, because as a driver, you got to drive for everybody else out here. I was straight. I'm going the speed limit. I'm going smooth. He dozed off behind the wheel. He came towards me. 16 years old, Hispanic kid, no license. He called his dad after the accident. Come to find out, his dad said he's illegal, so he was scared. So, you know, of course, I don't want the child to get deported. I'm a family guy. But, I mean, it's a tough lesson learned. At the end of the day, I feel good. I'm safe. You know, I was able to recorrect my car to minimize the injury on myself and him. Now, of course, I'm a little shook up mentally, but had I not recorrected and veered to the left and angled my car in the opposite lane, it would have been a full head-on collision. And at that point, who knows what the fuck would have happened, man. But that's what happened yesterday, man. And I was going to put off the week because, like I said, I'm a little... Like, it affected me mentally because I started thinking about the what ifs, or like what would have happened had I not been able to sway my vehicle and take all the damage on like the right side from like a side swipe, because I turned what could have been a head-on collision into a side swipe. So I was just thinking about what may have happened had I been on my phone, had I looked down to check my phone or some shit. And I'm like, damn, man, it's crazy, man. But let's clap it up, man. Like I said, man, life is unpredictable, but sometimes you gotta go and adjust with life, man. But I got a stacked show today, man. We seen last week the season premiere of Insecure, where it went crazy. everybody was mad at Issa Rae in the show Insecure because I believe they said they used a sorority, like the letters, the colors or some shit. So the fact that I'm not in a fraternity or sorority, I decided to hit up my homegirl who was a part of a sorority. I believe she is part of the Delta, the Divine Nine, I believe, and asked her opinion. So, okay, so you as part of a sorority, how do you feel about Issa Rae or the show Insecure using the letter jacket with the letters, the colors, everything? And I believe it was worn by Amanda Seales, who was not part of a sorority. So how do you feel about that? I asked her about that, and also had a quick conversation with Queen E. As you guys know, Queen E, you know, every now and then she comes to the show as a guest, and she is also part of the Delta organization. So I asked her, how do you feel about that? But before we get into that, man, let's clap it up one more time, man, for God being on my side. Shit. But like I said, man, sometimes when life throws you lemons, you got to make lemonade. And that's a song I want to play, man. My guy Jonas, that is YONAS, straight out of New York City, dropped a new project, dropped the EP yesterday entitled Skyfall. It's my guy Jonas with Lemonade.
Yeah. Alright. They say that love is so elusive. Only place you really find it is movies and music. Some say a battlefield with scars and bruises. Never did believe it till life started to prove it. Some say love is meant to connect us all. Those are the same people I admire and applaud. Just lately I've been feeling like saying fuck it all. Till someone catches me, I just let the sky fall. It feels like fire and it feels like pain, but if I let it go, I want it back again. Is it all in my mind? And I don't know how it feels. It feels like fire and it feels like pain, but if I let it go, I want it back again. Is it all in my mind? You and I. Who am I to judge? What's become of us? I was trying to find the diamond deep inside the rough. That don't always work out the way that it's supposed to. Life will give you lemons, babe. I'm just making lemonade. Remember when I met you in my show? If we're keeping score, you were my goals. I knew it from the moment that I saw you walk in slow motion through my world. You always have a place in my soul. Even when it hurts, you're still my girl. I feel like I'm ready to skyfall, cause loving you is strange. It feels like fire and it feels like pain, but if I let it go, I want it back again. Is it all in my mind? I don't know how it feels. It feels like fire and it feels like pain, but if I let it go, I want it back again. Is it all in my mind? You and I. Who am I to judge? What's become of us? I was trying to find the diamond deep inside the rough. That don't always work out the way that it's supposed to. Life will give you lemons, babe. I'm just making lemonade. It's not the right time, but we've got a lifetime to figure out what we're gonna do. I really love you, place no one above you. I put that on everything. I'm just making lemonade. It's not the right time, but we've got a lifetime to figure out what we're gonna do. I really love you, place no one above you. I put that on everything. I'm just making lemonade.
Again, that was my guy Jonas. That is YONAS with Lemonade. That is off his new EP, Skyfall. But let's get into the shit. Like I said, man, I hit up my homegirl who was part of the Divine Nine, and I asked her, okay, so you watch Insecure, right? She said, yeah, I do. So I said, how did you feel about the show using sorority letters, the jacket, the whole nine? How did you feel about that? Now, this is what she had to say. Let's pull up the clip. Here we go. Again, she is part of the Divine Nine organization, and this is how she feels about Insecure using lettering, the colors, the labels, everything on somebody in the show who is not part of an organization, fraternity, sorority whatsoever. This is what she had to say.
So how do I feel about seeing Amanda Seales' character on Insecure wearing the letters of AKA? Honestly, when I was watching it, I was taken aback by it because I know that Amanda Seales is not an AKA. And to see her in the full paraphernalia, the letters and the shield on the show surprised me. So when I saw it, I was wondering, I said, well, maybe AKA allowed that to happen. And at the same time, I thought, well, why didn't they just let her wear the pink and green? Why is she in full paraphernalia?
That makes sense.
At first, I was thinking, oh, it's just a show. But then, you know, as a member of a Greek organization, as a member of the Divine Nine.
Speak to me.
I would have been,
Speak to me.
You know, taken aback by seeing someone wearing my letters.
She's not done. Let me see. Hold on. 1, 2. All right. She got a couple more voicemails. I want to play all of them just so you guys can hear from somebody who is part of these organizations. So, like, I was going to come on in because at first I didn't understand. I was like, what's the big deal? Like, we watch shows like Grey's Anatomy. Motherfuckers on there playing doctors, nurses, surgeons. Motherfuckers ain't never took a nursing class and never put an IV in nobody in real life. Denzel Washington played a cop on Training Day. He wake up every day. He never has to be a cop. He never has to know what it's like to have your life at risk 24/7. So every single show we watch, there's somebody. Jamie Foxx played the president. It's motherfuckers in every single show playing or portraying people that they've never done in real life. These jobs, these careers, these organizations. So I didn't understand. That's why I felt like it was important for me to reach out to people who are a part of these organizations, just so I don't come on here being biased, and also so I can be educated on the matter and not come on here looking naive or not doing my due diligence. But let's dive back into what she had to say.
I would have been uncomfortable seeing someone who I know is not a member of my organization wearing my letters on national television on a TV show, knowing that they're not a member of my organization, honestly. I know it's just a show, and I know that people are coming after Amanda Seales. It's not Amanda Seales' fault.
It's not.
She's just playing the character. She's doing what she's being told to do on her job. I think it's the show's fault. I don't know if they really understood the gravity of what they were doing.
The magnitude.
I understand also that AKA didn't really give them permission to wear the paraphernalia. The director is currently looking into the situation, and they're considering suing HBO and the show.
Damn.
Why are they suing? Well, our letters they represent a business because...
Okay, hold on. Let's finish this out.
Like I was saying, our letters are more than just letters that we wear to stroll and step. Our organizations are considered businesses, and our letters do represent a brand.
Okay.
In addition to that, it took a lot for us to get to be able to wear those letters and to represent our organizations, which are organizations that have been around for hundreds of years. So we represent a legacy, and we're not just social clubs.
Okay.
We're a business. We take pride in our organizations and crossing those burning sands. So I stand with AKA with a lot of the members who are upset regarding the character on Insecure wearing their paraphernalia.
Let's clap it up, man. I think I got a better idea now, a better picture. Now, again, like I said, Queen E is also a part of the organization. So I had a quick 10-minute sit down with her to get her honest opinion on how she feels. So we're going to take a quick break. And I'm going to play you guys that quick 10-minute interview just so you guys can hear from her in a live interview how she feels about the show Insecure. And also, she made a good point. I believe that. You know, she said that she's offended, but not too much because the show Insecure, they kind of paid homage towards it. And it was not done in a way that was malicious. But had it been on the Players Club where Lisa Ray was on stage, dropping it low, throwing it back, now had the letters, you know, the AKA, the lettering, everything been on Lisa Ray, then it would have been highly offensive because in the manner of which she was acting in that movie. And I can understand that. But I want to play you guys that quick 10-minute interview I did with Queen E. And then I'm probably going to call up my sister. You guys know my sister, Lulu. She's an alum of Howard University. Now, we've seen over the past couple weeks, a lot of students at Howard University, they said that the dorms they're moldy. They're not livable. You know, it's tore the fuck up. So I want to call my sister up live on the podcast and find out from her herself live. Tell me about them dorms at Howard University. Are the dorms really that bad, or are the kids exaggerating those circumstances? And also, do you think that, you know, by you going to that school, do you think that the president of Howard University, the staff, the chairman, whoever, will take them kids seriously? Because a lot of the students came out and said that they were locked out the dorms, locked out the dining halls. They can't eat. So it's a lot of shit going on, but we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to play for you guys that 10-minute interview I did with Queen E, and then we're going to dive into Howard University and some other shit. I got a stacked podcast for you guys today. I'm still happy to be here. Again, let's clap it one more time, man. For my driving skills and for Jesus. I'll be right back. Oh, I ain't even hit the button. Goddamn, but y'all know this is a new episode, baby. This is a new shit.
Brand new LCP.
I'll be back. Yeah. Now look, this is gonna be quick. I just need your opinion on one question, and I think you already have an idea of what I'm gonna ask. Now, we don't gotta say who, but we know you're a part of the sisterhood. Do you have an idea what I'm gonna ask yet, or no? Yes, you know what I'm gonna ask you. Now, the new season of Insecure started the other day. Mm-hmm. Now, I know you watched you told me you watched the episode. Now, I still haven't watched the episode, but it was an uproar. I think somebody in the show had a jacket from, I don't know, AKA, I don't know who it was. Mm-hmm. And it was outrage about it. They mad at her. They mad at Issa Rae. And they was like, oh, take the episode down. Why would you do that? So, can you hear yourself?
I can only hear myself out of my right.
Okay. So being somebody who is part of, you know, that culture, mm-hmm. let's leave it there. What is your opinion on that? On the jacket, the letters, whatever you say, being included on Insecure. Be honest. What is your opinion on that?
I mean, they've been hitting throughout since, I want to say, probably season 1. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing a mug.
No, I'm saying, but how do you feel? Because I was going through a lot of people were outraged.
When I was watching it, I did say to myself, I said, is she okay? You know, like that did dawn across me. I didn't really go and do a fact check right then. I just kind of finished. But were you offended? I mean,
personally.
I mean, I can get why some. I mean, she wasn't displaying them in a negative manner though, but I can understand why, you know, like some people feel, you know, that those type of letters should be, you know, protected in a sense, because they don't. I mean, they don't even let like siblings that's not, you know, or family members or whatever wear, you know, like their letters, because they felt like, you know, you haven't earned it, you don't know anything about the organization and everything like that. So, I mean, I can understand why there can be something like if the president or whatever, you know, mm-hmm. state, you know, or, you know, people that are in the higher positions of the organization state like, you know, hey, that's disrespectful. We might need to, you know, check that.
So you don't think it's like selective outrage? Because if you look at other shows like Grey's Anatomy, been around for how long? About 16, uh-huh. 17, 18 seasons. Mm-hmm. And everybody on there who portrays doctors and nurses and surgeons, they ain't never go to nursing school.
Well, I guess it's something different because it's like you going to school versus like a legit organization based upon what it was founded for and all of that.
But I'm
so
just
it's
saying,
a lot of back.
I think people portraying doctors is worse because they go to school for a long time.
No, it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing?
No, it's not. Not even a little.
How is it not?
Because these are organizations that people actually sought out to in regards to you can. It reminds me of like there were shows or movies where you know what organization they were trying to portray based on the colors.
There's somebody portraying something that they don't do in real life.
I know, but what they used to do is just kind of make fictional organizations, but use the same colors or something like that, and people already kind of caught on to what it was. You know,
and I understand that, but Issa Rae is black, so like I kind of took her doing that as like paying homage. I didn't take it as nothing insultful or nothing.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like I said, I saw it. I didn't do a fact check while watching it. I just continued, to enjoy the show. But it was something that I, as I saw, I now go on my social media and I'm like, oh, like she wasn't, and that type of thing to where it's like, ooh, I can see how that can be controversial.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so like, let's stop right there. Okay, so after you watched it and you went online and you seen it, but were you offended by it? Were you angry that she wasn't a Delta or whatever the case was, Sigma? I don't know the names. Were you angry that she portrayed that, but she wasn't that in real life?
I think
personally,
I don't blame her. She's an actor. I don't put no blame towards her.
So you blame Issa?
Whoever's in charge of wardrobe and the people that get that, the writing, all of that, the people who handle that aspect of things, I think it's something that they could have, I mean, I refuse to believe that they don't have, people around in their circle who's in different organizations. Yeah. They knew, you know what I mean? They just went ahead and just decided we're going to use your organization anyway. Luckily, it wasn't used in a negative portrayal.
It wasn't done in a malicious way at all.
I mean, not malicious, but what I'm saying is luckily it wasn't portrayed in a negative manner. However, they have to get a hold of that type of thing, because what can become a problem is if you say, okay, I'm gonna let this slide, then if your letters is used in a certain movie or show or whatever, but it's portrayed in a really negative light, then it's something that's like, well, y'all should have checked that back when this happened. So it's something that I don't think they're necessarily saying, oh, we're going to boycott your show, we'll never watch it again. And
that was my next point, because I wanted to know, everybody who's outraged, are y'all still going to watch the season?
I honestly don't think it's anything of that manner, but I do.
Fake outrage.
Right, but I do think that, and I think based on her being portrayed in a positive light, I wouldn't really, necessarily in that manner, but I would say that they should get a handle, and I feel like that's up to their organization to kind of get a handle of everything.
So that way,
just to protect them and their letters, just so that in the future, if things are, if their letters or organization is used in the light and then it's used in a negative light, then they can kind of be like, hey, it's already trademarked and this, that, and the third. So, I mean, that's just something that it just brings awareness, and I mean, that's something that their organization's going to handle. I feel like
it brings awareness, but like I said, to me, I took it as paying homage. I understand,
I didn't look at it, like I said, it wasn't anything negative that was portrayed.
She wasn't on there fighting or doing nothing. I mean, ghetto.
But they definitely, it needs to get handled, because luckily it was somebody like Issa Rae and her,
that's
doing the writing. But what's going to happen is if they let it slide, then you're going to see more other shows, and it might not always be that positive
I agree.
And now
it might be shown in a negative light, and it kind of changes the whole perception of it.
Your letters on somebody that said, I don't know, Players Club. It's just something that you just, I'm sorry, I get it. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But then on the flip side too, like I seen a lot of people that said, oh, like this organization, I'm a part of it and I'm not offended.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it, kind of was like, oh my God, and just got the tweet. No,
but I'm just saying, those that's mad, don't watch the season. No, leave the season alone.
No,
stop watching.
Well, not even that. This wasn't the first time that popped up. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the show, I've seen it before on a mug. I believe that Molly was drinking or something like that. So it's not the first time. But what I'm saying,
so why now? Because like you said, since season 1, it's been shown.
I think because it got to
more sensitive over the years. Because
I think it got because she was wearing it, but then it was like throughout the whole entire. It was like different wardrobes. It was like first it started off with the colors, then it was like, boom, letters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just kind of threw me. And then when I saw the letters, I was like, oh.
She's just rocking the jacket.
Brand new LCP.
She rocking the jacket. I said, to me, it wasn't that serious. But again, I'm not part of that culture. That's why I wanted to have you on, because I feel like, okay, you can give me better insight.
That's why I said I understand.
I kind of understand both sides, too, because like you said, they do got to get a hold of it, because if this was the Players Club and it's like Lisa Ray on stage and she's stripping,
it's a negative light. So that, I feel they'll get a handle of it, and I'm sure they're making precautions and taking those steps to handle it.
They will, but we're gonna see how it go. But like I said, those that's outraged about it and you complaining, don't watch the rest of the season. That's how I feel.
Brand new LCP.
That's all I had to ask you. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna be back. Yeah, man. We back, man. Now, I told you guys before the break that I was going to call up my sister, again, who was a Howard alum. Now, she went to Howard University, which is in Washington, D.C. That is a prestigious HBCU black campus. But recently, there has been stories coming out from the students who go there currently about the living conditions on the dorms. Now, students have said that the living conditions are so bad to where they mention rats, roaches, and also mold. And right now I believe they're having protests. Yesterday, Reverend Jesse Jackson, he was there yesterday. He ended up falling down and hitting his head. He was being transported to the emergency room to get taken care of. It's a lot of shit going on the campus, man. But before I call her my sister, again, my sister Lulu, she's my blood sister. She is an alum of Howard University. To find out, are the dorms really that bad? But I want to play for you guys the news story for you guys out there who may be living under a rock and may be unaware of this topic. But this is from Fox 5, Washington, D.C.
Sit-in over poor housing conditions. Fox 5's Jacqueline Matter joins us now live from Blackburn Center on campus with more. Jacqueline.
Hey there, Angie. We are talking rats. We're talking roaches, mold. Those are just some of the issues that students here at Howard University are complaining about. Now, we were previously at the protest earlier. We were kicked off campus, so now we're standing outside of the Blackburn Center, which is right behind this building here. That is where dozens of protesters are sitting outside. Many more are sitting inside of the Blackburn Center who can't leave or risk losing their efforts. Videos sent to Fox 5 shows water pouring out of pipes, expired air filters with mold and mildew.
Look at this. Like, are you serious?
And mushrooms growing on ceilings and walls. With tuition being nearly $50,000 a year.
That is crazy.
They're frustrated with how Howard University's administration has handled the situation. Many students we spoke to want to remain anonymous out of fear of getting expelled.
Her entire room flooded.
Close friend of mine, same thing, roof collapsed.
There's mold in the dorms.
And in the meantime, they were not concerned with how she was getting by.
The group Live Movement, a coalition of students from historically black colleges and universities, originally invited faculty and school officials to a town hall Tuesday night to address their concerns. Instead, police arrived on campus to try to remove students. Students are now demanding an in-person meeting with administrators by the end of the month, voting power for student representatives on the Board of Trustees, and further discussion of housing plans for future students. Howard University tweeting a statement saying in part they support the right to a peaceful protest, and during a student town hall, a small group interrupted the constructive dialogue and instigated the sit-in. They went on to say they have sat down with student leaders for lunch to open up a conversation about their concerns over the past 2 weeks.
why am I paying full tuition when all my classes are online?
Could have been doing that back home.
Students say their protests have remained peaceful, even when administrators threatened to expel students if they did not leave the building before noon on Wednesday. Instead, hundreds more went inside. At one point, campus police blocked food, water, and resources from coming into Blackburn, where the students were gathered. For nearly every student Fox 5 spoke with, they all say they will not leave until their demands are met.
I'd rather get kicked out of school, but no. I got kicked out of school, but now I'm looking back on news or looking back at my friends, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry you got kicked out, but, we have housing that doesn't have mushrooms, doesn't have fungi, and doesn't have, stuff like that. Buildings aren't leaking anymore.
Now, we did get our hands on...
I got to call on my sister, man. Like I said, that is from Fox 5, Washington, D.C. Now, as they said, tuition at Howard is almost $50,000 a year. So to be paying those living conditions, and also they said that they are still paying full price for college, like for semesters, when mostly everything is online. So let me call on my sister right now. Let me see if I can find a number. Because we got to get to the bottom of this, man. We got to get to, here we go. Got to get to the bottom. Make sure we connecting.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I just need your opinion real quick. Because, like I said...
It's fuzzy.
Wait, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
When you started talking, it got fuzzy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, now, hold on. Before I even start to ask, wait, what year did you graduate Howard University? What year was it again?
I graduated in 2018.
All right, so what I want to know is now, because I'm sure that you are aware of everything that's going on now, but like during the years you went to Howard University up until the time you graduated, like how were the dorms? Were the dorms this bad? Because the students are saying that it's mold, it's rats, it's roaches, it's like mushrooms growing inside the dorms. Like, was it this bad when you went there?
So, like, there always was a dorm issues with the dorms, and some dorms are older than others. So, like, when I started, they had, like, built 2 new dorms, one for the freshmen and one for sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other dorms were old. I did have some instances that I experienced with, like, friends who, like, had their dorms flooded. Or
flooded how? From like rain? How was it flooded? From like rain or like plumbing?
I guess like I can't remember the exact like incidences, but from like old pipes bursting and things like that. I remember when I was in one of the dorms my sophomore year. They sold the dorm. They sold that dorm since then.
Wait, they sold it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's another story.
Yeah.
So they sold that dorm since then. I remember like right after we had the big storm, like MLK, like weekend that year. And then like we had like no heat for like maybe like a couple of days because like something like broke like in the pipes or something. I guess it was like the hot water or whatever you heat. But,
so
like,
you had no heat? There was no heat at all?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a few days, and they let us know in like the loudspeaker, and, like if you need extra blankets and stuff like that. And you know how mommy is. Oh, you gotta layer up.
No, but I'm saying, but like based on what you're saying right there, like to me that's the issue because I believe that the tuition for Howard, how much is it? Is it around $50,000 a year? Like what's the tuition at Howard University?
Probably that or a little higher, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but again,
between 48 to 60 or something like that.
Yeah, but if it's $50,000 a year, if you look at all the kids that go there, that's a lot of money. So to not have those dorms like up to par and like not in proper living condition, when like students are paying, like Howard ain't cheap. Howard is not cheap to go to. So for like if students are paying upwards of $50,000 a year to attend that school, those dorms got to be in tip-top shape. I don't care, what else goes on there. Like the living conditions, those like they got to be in tip-top shape.
Yeah, I agree. Because like that's like when you're in college, that's like your life. Like that's how you live.
That's
like,
your
that's
home.
A big part of like your mental health state. Like you need to come back to a place where you can have peace at night because everything else is falling apart around you.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear what happened last night? Where Jesse Jackson was there last night protesting with the students, and he fell down. He hit his head. He got took into the Did you hear about that last night?
I heard about that on Twitter. Yeah.
It's crazy. Now, like I said, the fact that you went there, like knowing like the administration, like the president at Howard University and stuff like that, like, do you think that something will get done, or will these students be suspended or expelled? Because like that's their fear.
I don't know. I don't think the students are going to be expelled. I don't think they that dumb.
What about suspended? Because they scared. What about suspended? Because like they scared about that being suspended.
I feel like they just using their power and their words to threaten the students. Like you can. And I wish they would. Like,
but do they have power? Because
they would.
I mean, because I think they have the power.
I mean, I feel like they won't do that because it's so much attention right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
it's gonna be embarrassing.
Student, you look crazy.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna. That's a media like.
Nah, it is like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that. Like,
all right, so now,
no need to.
So now, wait, you said you graduated in what year? Was it 2017, 2018? What year was it?
2018.
Okay, so now going back to 2018, like if you put yourself in like the shoes of like those who attend the school now, like if you was in a dorm and like your living conditions was this bad, like would you tolerate it, or like would you also be a part and join the protests that are happening now?
Oh no, I would definitely have to be a part of the protest. I would not tolerate that because, like when I was going there in 2018, there was a protest going on my senior year, but that was with them stealing the money.
Wait, who stole the money? The students were stealing the money, or the school was stealing money?
No, so I don't know if you remember the scandal with Tyrone.
I remember it vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my senior year. With all of that, and like they were just like protesting, and like they want some demands met. Like these students now, they want like 3 simple demands met, and I feel like the big issue with the president is like he wants to say.
Is he black? He's black, right? The president is black over there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's from Trinidad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he used to go to Howard like years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but he's really like he's just like a president like. He don't even be talking to us. Like he just.
So he distant. He distant. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and all this other money and like celebrity support we getting. I feel like I don't know what he's gonna do about this because like literally it's like
it's big right now. It's a big story. It's a big story.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and maybe this is something. In order, like, for Howard to listen, like, you need to make it known, like, in the media. Because other than that, they will just look at you like you crazy and just gaslight you and then dismiss you. So,
I mean, you're right. Now, the last thing I want to ask you now, I just played the news story on the podcast. Now, there was a student there that said that, I guess that this semester, most of the classes are online classes, but they are still paying high tuition as if they were still going to class in class. So, like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that, like, that tuition should still be the same for online classes, even though you are not physically going to those classes in person?
Yeah, I don't think it should be the same. I would have stayed home.
I mean,
like, I didn't know.
That's what he said too. No, that's what he said too. But he said that, like, you know, that he said that he could have stayed home in his state instead of going to Howard University, but having all your classes be online. So you physically on the campus, but you're not going to class. You're just in your dorm room, basically.
Yeah, I can see for like the freshman or sophomore wanting to be on campus because of the college experience.
Yeah.
And they still have like clubs and organizations running things. I understand that if you physically want to be in person to like have that college experience because 2 years we've been in a pandemic.
Yeah,
and even like freshmen who started 2 years ago, they don't even know Howard because they were freshmen when the pandemic started.
Oh, so they wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand wanting to physically be there to get the HBCU Howard experience, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I feel like that's administration. Yeah, I would have made all the professors go back and teach in person because I feel like that's a way of not wanting to. I feel like it's a lazy way.
It is. It's lazy. Know? It's lazy. And I mean, to me, it's kind of messed up because if you have kids going there but not physically going to class, but like you still charging them full prices, to me, that's greedy. Like it comes off as greedy.
Right.
Yeah, it's a scam, basically. That's the proper word. It's a scam.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, I guess, because like right now the story's big, it's in the news. So I guess like over the upcoming weeks, like we're going to see how it go. Like we're going to see if Howard University, if they kind of fix the dorm. Because like I said, with tuition being that high, like no child, no student, I don't care if you're a freshman, junior, senior, should have to go and live in the dorms and have to deal with, with flooding, with roaches, with mold. Because they were showing it too. Like they was like physically taking like Snapchat videos on Instagram. Like you see like the rats run out the dorms. It's crazy. So like I said, we're going to see how it go. But that's why I called you, because I know you went there. I wanted to get your opinion from somebody who actually went to the school, who can actually, tell me firsthand if those conditions were like that. But like I said, that's why I called you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I'll call you back.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Let's clap it up one more time for my sister Lily, man. I forgot about that scam she was talking about. Like when that was a scam. She's talking about with Tyrone where like, I think he was a student who lived there and he was taking money from the students. It was some crazy shit going on, man. But, oh man, to go from that, man, there was a man in New Jersey. Now, I always tell you guys to be safe, be mindful, be aware, and just be alert in your surroundings. Now, there was a man from New Jersey. He went to the casinos. He won $10,000. Let's clap it up for that 10 G's. Like that, in the world we live in now, especially depending on who wins it, that is life-changing money. But this man was followed home from the casino. Again, he played the casino. He won 10 G's. And he was followed home by a black man. And that's the shit that pissed me the fuck off, man. I hate when it's my own people, when it's my own kind doing that. He was followed home. I think he followed this man home about 50 minutes, 50 miles or some shit. He followed him home 3:30 in the morning. When the guy got home, ended up shooting him dead. Let's boo this motherfucker, man. That's what I always tell you guys, man. Matter of fact, hold up. I think I got the story pulled up for a quick second. I want you guys to hear this story. New Jersey man followed home from a casino, murdered during an attempted robbery.
Health insurance.
Like, I want you guys to hear this shit firsthand. I'm only going to play a little bit to kind of give you guys a little background story on this motherfucker. But again, that's why I tell you guys to be safe, be aware, and be alert. Because no matter where you're going, if you can feel safe, you can feel like, okay, I've been here tons of times before. But until shit actually happens, like you can never be too comfortable. Understand, if you go to the concert, you go to a casino, you want to feel comfortable. You want to feel as if you can feel safe. But we live on Earth. Again, this story is from Eyewitness News, ABC 7.
Stated and in mourning after the 54-year-old was murdered during an attempted robbery. Police say Spree Aravapelli was followed to his home in Middlesex County after winning big at a casino in Pennsylvania. But when he got to his house, police say a man ambushed Avarapelli for his money. A suspect is now in custody. His relatives held a service for the victim today. Eyewitness News reporter, New Jersey reporter Anthony Johnson, live in Plainsboro with more. Anthony.
Yeah, David, if you take a look around me, this is certainly not the kind of neighborhood that you would expect a crime like this to take.
It's a nice neighborhood, too. But like I tell you guys, I don't give a fuck what kind of neighborhood you live in. You are not exempt from crime.
Act of murder. Now, Sri Aravapalli was a well-known pharmaceutical CEO who was best known as a family man and a person who served his community. He was gunned down in his home by a man who followed him from the Parks Casino in Bensalem, Pennsylvania on Tuesday with the intention of robbing the 53-year-old man who apparently won money while gambling.
I want to end it right there. But like I said, man, please be aware of your surroundings, because I'm sure now this guy lived in a nice neighborhood. He was the CEO of a pharmaceutical company. So I don't know if he had the quote unquote street smarts to be aware and be alert of these surroundings, but you got to be aware. Because for somebody to follow you out of the casino, you go in your car, he go to his car, he follows you still like 50 minutes, turn for turn. He's following you. And to not be aware, and again, I'm not victim shaming. I will never do that. This man lost his life. Sadly, he can never come back from that. But I would be wrong if I don't use this situation as a way to kind of make you guys be mindful and be alert of the situation. Now, before I dive into some more shit, man. Again, you guys out there who support the podcast, you guys can support the podcast, man. My Cash App is $NYC Story 718. You guys can click the link in the bio or the description of this podcast episode. It says become a supporter. You can become a supporter for as low as 99 cents a month. That is only $12 a year to support your favorite indie podcaster. You can also support for $4.99 or $9.99. Again, every dollar you guys contribute, it goes towards making a better show, towards creating future episodes, keeping that top-notch sound quality you guys have come to love. Now, I want to talk for a second about Brittany Renner. Now, you guys who have listened to the podcast, you guys know who I'm talking about. She was the one who had a baby with Charlotte Hornets forward PJ Washington. He plays in the NBA. She had a baby with him, got married to him. Soon as the baby was born, she filed for divorce, and now he has to pay child support for the next 18 years. Now, I'm going to boo this motherfucker. Now, I'm not booing Brittany Renner because, like, she's known for doing that stupid shit. But I'm booing PJ Washington. I know some of you, wait, why are you booing the man? I'm booing the man because, again, like, we know it's certain women out here, the quote-unquote Instagram models, the Instagram beauties, who do this kind of shit. Where they find a guy on the cusp of fame or a guy who's quote-unquote made it, they prey on him, they have a child with him, and then they take his money. But, again, like, men, we know this. And, like, I'm not going to act as if men can't make better decisions. Like, I've come on here before and I said, women choose the man they have kids with. The same thing for men. You choose who you have kids with. So if you see someone's history is that they find men with money, they use them, they take advantage, but now you jump on that train just because this person is famous, they're sexy, and you want a piece of that. And now when the shit happens to you, now you want to backtrack and act as if, you know, she took advantage. She used me. You knew beforehand what it was. And that'd be my issue. Now, Brittany Renner, she was on the podcast. We know DJ Academics. He is very known. He is notable in the culture. He has a podcast on Spotify called Off the Record. And Brittany Renner, she went on there and she spoke about that. She spoke about the fact that, you know, that she don't like how the press makes it seem as if she took advantage and she used him. And I kind of understand, because she said, if you want to hit me raw, there are consequences. Now, does she have bad intentions? Does she have ill intentions? And does she plan to use these men for money? Yes. But like she said, these men have a decision as well. We've seen this time after time with, what's his name, rapper Future, where he has a child with a woman, then he complains, yo, she used me. All she wanted was the baby and the money. But yet you had raw sex with her. And that's my issue. But I want to play for a second. This is what Brittany Renner said on the podcast Off the Record, hosted by DJ Academics on Spotify. This is Brittany Renner.
16 and 20.
He probably don't even know he's going to like the fuck. Wait, was he in the league at that time?
No, he was still at Kentucky. Okay.
And you're Brittany Renner, who he's seen all over the fucking media with these people.
Okay, so this is what I really get so fucking annoyed about is like, so when do you as men take accountability?
I want to pause for a second and clap. Because when I talk about accountability, it goes both ways. It's not just the woman. Like I said, women choose who they have kids with, but the men play a 50-50 chance in that as well. I want to say it again. Like, God forbid, if you were raped or something like that, then you kind of lose, your right, quote unquote, to actually give your consent. But when you willingly lay down with somebody, I don't give a fuck if you do it because you think you're in love with that person, or if you just do it because, oh my God, I can't believe I'm having sex with this girl I've seen on Instagram for years. That is your fault. Because I understand that some of these young men that get preyed upon are 17, 18 years old. I understand that. But when you are seen as a top-notch elite star athlete since the age of about 9 or 10 years old, there should be people in your circle constantly making you aware of what can happen because of your star power and how much your star power is going to consistently grow. Look at LeBron James. He's been a top-notch elite athlete in local media and in mainstream media since he was about 10, 11 years old. We haven't seen no babies pop up here and there. Now, again, I don't know if he got babies on the low. I don't know. But you have to have people in your circle to make you cognizant and to make you aware that it's women out here that prey upon these men. And if those men don't know that, then whose fault is it? Because we're going to have people everywhere that try to prey upon men or women who they think is, quote unquote, a cash come up. But again, we have to have people in these circles who play a part and let these men and women know that there are people out there who are preying upon you for your money. But let's dive back into what Brittany Renner said. Again, this is the podcast Off the Record, hosted by DJ Academics on Spotify.
Old enough to ride this ride. You want to fuck with me. You want to come at me. You want to fuck me raw. So why are we babying men who make decisions for themselves? Like I told you, I was on birth control up until I had a conversation with my baby father. So what do you think happened? So I imagine I got to leg lock him. No, let me.
The maturity of men and women are different.
No, stop. No, it's because men and women are held to different standards. Y'all want to look at a 20-year-old who wanted to fuck. I was 26 when I met him. You want to fuck with me? Here's what it is. Nope. Stop acting like someone had to pull the wool over his eyes. I was exactly who I am right now. Stop. Let me finish. I have no reason to be. I have no reason to lie about anything that I've done or the person that I am. And I believe in full transparency. The ideal relationship to me is for my partner to know everything about me. So please stop playing this victim narrative.
I want to end it right there, but I want to clap it up because you guys know I don't like Brittany Renner. But one thing I would never do, I cannot be biased. Everything she said in that clip was facts. Now, if you guys want to hear the whole thing, again, you guys can go to Spotify. It's Off the Record podcast hosted by DJ Academics. Now, like I said, I don't want to be biased because everything she said was 1,000% factual. As a man, but like I said, but going back to the whole situation, like if you look at the whole thing in totality, this is the woman, she's had this image for a long time. It was like when, what was the girl's name? Superhead. Remember the girl that was giving head and shit like that? And all the rappers and the NBA stars and the ballers, they were trying to get with her. And then they all got mad when she put them in her book. She wrote a book and she included all of their names in her book. But you knew what the fuck was coming. You knew it already. And that's my issue with the men out here in regards to that. For example, if I'm an up and coming athlete and there's a woman out here who's known to use men, celebrity men, high profile men for money, have kids with them, take their money, finesse them. And I know that because everybody has social media. I know that. So because now you have a chance to get with this woman who you've seen online for years, you cannot get so excited and so happy. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting Brittany Renner, to where you want to have a child with her, where you get overcome with joy, excitement, and you feel special that someone who you've seen for years online, this quote unquote celebrity, now has taken an interest in you. Because when you get like that as a man, you make decisions like PJ Washington. When you have a child with a woman, you marry her, And now she divorces you as soon as she has the baby. And now she probably going to put you on child support. So now you basically her personal piggy bank for the next 18 years. Let's boo this nigga, man. You got to stop making decisions like that, man.
Brand new LCP.
That's all I'm going to say, man. But Britney Spears, man, going from Britney to Britney. Now, Britney Spears, you know, she was big in the news the past couple months, you know, with her whole situation with her dad, you know, having control over her life. But on Halloween, man, she dressed up as a murder victim. Like, make it make sense. When I seen the pictures, I'm like, I know you lying.
Ooh, you a lie.
Like, to dress up as a murder victim. I know some of you guys are gonna say, well, she did it to be creative. She had a murder mystery plot. And no, boo. Do not dress up as a damn murder victim. I'm gonna say one. Do not dress up as a murder victim. Now, it's certain things that I believe should be off limits. Like, to dress up as somebody dead, is that foreshadowing? Like, to me, that could, like, that sends bad vibes out to the culture. That sends bad vibes out. To dress up as somebody who was murdered. Because now, God forbid something happens next week, then that picture is kind of eerie. It's kind of scary, man. But like I said, man, I appreciate you guys, man, for stopping by the lunchroom for another week, man. This is LCP Podcast hosted by your man, John A. Schultz. You guys can support at Cash App, $NYC Story 718. You guys can repost, reshare. Just, man, do your job, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, those that listen to the podcast, those who always contribute, who stay tuned in, I believe that it is your job to show love and keep these episodes coming, man. I'm an indie podcaster. I don't have a big network. I don't have the Charlemagne, the God Black Effect network, whatever the fuck his shit is called, where he helped boost these podcasters. I'm independent. I do this shit by myself. I invest so much time, so much effort to kind of keep these episodes coming. Again, we closing in on episode 100, man. These episodes are free. I try to give you guys some great information, great content, high quality sounding podcasts. I do it all myself, man. So for you guys out there who really love, appreciate, and care about the podcast, if you guys just repost the podcast, let your friends know, just do your best to spread awareness, man. Again, these episodes are free. You guys can get bonus episodes by clicking on the bonus episodes in Apple Podcasts, and you can become a part of Lunchroom Plus. Again, these episodes are free, but you guys out there, man, who go above and beyond, man, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all, man. And it means a lot. Like I said, the fact that I'm an independent podcaster, man, like when I see motherfuckers out there share the podcast or even send me words of advice and, last episode was dope, like that means a lot, man. Because it lets me know that the hard work I'm putting in, the effort to get these real topics, these real conversations, as well as the humor out to you guys weekly, that it means something. And the best way to show that that something is appreciated is to just show love, man. It's like when your favorite artist release a project. Like if you're not sharing it, if you're not, checking it out, then you are not fully appreciating that artist, because nobody wants to release content. If I'm a rapper and I'm releasing a project and ain't nobody listening to it, or, people listening to it, but they not helping spread how dope your fucking song is. You guys, the listeners, those who support, you guys have a job, because the same thing with TV shows. Like, how many times have we seen where somebody watch a TV show, the TV show good as hell, but then after one season, the show get canceled. Then everybody rushes online. Oh my God, I love that show. Why is it not coming back? Because you guys didn't do a good enough job supporting, helping spread the word so that the people who make that show can continue to be invested in that show, because they see the love, they see the appreciation, man. So you guys out there, man, who continue to show love, spread love, it means a lot. I love that shit, man. Again, it's your man John A. Schultz, LCP, Lunchroom Chatter Podcast. Man, I'm back the end of the week, probably Friday or Saturday with a bonus episode. That episode is going to be exclusive to Lunchroom Plus on Apple Podcasts, man. It's your man John A. Schultz. We checking out.
Brand new LCP.